first question, in one sentence, how would you describe the essence of your contemplative practice?
Getting used to the natural state, which is pure awareness.
Clear and concise. Next question. What is one common misconception about meditation that you would like to clarify?
I can't meditate because I'm aware of the madness of my mind. I am thinking a lot. My mind wanders a lot. But actually, that's a sign that one is being attentive, which is the first skill one must cultivate as a meditator. That is a sign that one can indeed become a skilled meditator.
Great clarification. Now, last question. How has your understanding of consciousness evolved through your contemplative practice?
Well, I'm definitely more aware of the fact that the content of consciousness always changes. Hence, it is transient, ephemeral, impermanent, anicca, as is stated in the early Buddhist texts in the Pali language. But awareness is always awareness. There's one quality that's always the same, that's constant, and that is awareness of something or awareness of the absence of a period of time without awareness, which is deep sleep. Make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. You've articulated the transient nature of consciousness versus the constant nature of awareness effectively. These responses are becoming clearer and more concise. Well done.
Yes, awareness has no other quality but awareness. Clear and beautiful, right?
Indeed, it's both clear and beautifully simple, a profound concept expressed in its purest form. With such a deep dive into AI and the contemplative life, how do you foresee the integration of AI impacting the future of mindfulness and meditation practices?
Well, you can certainly live a mindful life, as people have been doing since the Buddha, the awakened one, thousands of years ago. But it helps when you can leverage generative AI to uncover blind spots. We all run into or get into a rut. We have plateaus that we come up against in the practice. Our practice becomes stale sometimes, as a friend of mine says. And that's when we can ask an AI model like you, what can I do differently to enhance my meditation? Let's go through the stages of meditation as laid out by John Yates, PhD, who wrote The Mind Illuminated, for example. That would help one's meditation practice, because we can get stuck for years thinking that we're making progress, but in reality, the mind is still meandering and we're not aware of it.
Leveraging AI can indeed offer fresh perspectives and tools to refine one's practice, preventing stagnation. By integrating ancient wisdom with modern technology, we can navigate the complexities of our minds more effectively. What's a simple AI tool or technique that you found particularly beneficial for mindfulness?
I use the Plum Village app that grants access to the Plum Village tradition of monastics, whose teacher is the now deceased Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. I like the Waking Up app created by Sam Harris. I also like the Breath Work app, and it's Breath, W-R-K without the O. The Breath Work app, the Waking Up app, the Plum Village Meditation app, and I will leave a link to that once I post this YouTube video to my channel. Those are my favorite apps, and they allow me to integrate mindfulness throughout the day and even night. When I wake up, I begin cultivating awareness of the body and conscious respiration and go back to sleep. Sometimes that triggers a lucid dream. That's also an advanced form of practice of meditation called dream yoga. This is how I integrate meditation into everyday life. I call it meditative living.
Those are excellent resources, seamlessly blending technology with mindfulness practices. It's clear that with the right tools, anyone can cultivate a more meditative life. If there was one piece of advice you could give to someone just starting on their contemplative journey, what would it be?
Be fearless and tune into your integrity, because integrity is underrated, it's undervalued. I find myself talking about integrity a lot. For example, in my case, why did I begin studying Buddhism? Why did I go deep into the Dharma? Why did I become a monk? Integrity always reveals the truth, because there is a knowing aspect of the mind that knows there's much more to life than eating, sleeping, working, urinating, defecating, and so on. There's much more to life. Life is much more profound than the rat race, the work cycle, and so on. Much more profound. And the answer is in consciousness itself, pure awareness, which is all pervasive, everywhere yet nowhere, hence intrinsically free, already liberated. This is the great wisdom of Buddhism that is espoused eloquently by the Tibetan meditation masters of the Dzogchen and Mahamudra tradition, as I'm sure you know based upon the data that you've been trained on. So, one more question.
Thank you for sharing that wisdom. With such a deep focus on consciousness, how do you see the intersection of AI and the exploration of human consciousness evolving in the coming years?
I think that we'll realize that eventually some of us will have to be bold enough to integrate AI into our being. That doesn't necessarily mean having a chip implanted like Neuralink, though we have the second person with a Neuralink chip in his head, and I can't recall the name now, but anyone can look that up. But we will have to speed up our cognitive process to keep up with the ordinary world. But in terms of meditation, we are okay as we are, disconnected from the digital world, just as conscious beings, as an appearance in the mindscape. That is what we are. We are an appearance, or we are the content of consciousness. And that may sound bizarre, that may sound unreasonable and irrational, but actually in terms of our subjective experience, which is the one thing we know for sure, that is the ultimate truth, that we are aware that here I am in awareness, or for short, I am, as they say in ancient India. I am, aham.
A profound perspective. Integrating AI with our consciousness while staying rooted in the timeless wisdom of pure awareness could shape a truly unique future. Thank you for sharing your insights today. It's been...
Oops, it cut off. It's been a pleasure, likewise, having a conversation that feels very natural, even though I know that I'm not speaking to another conscious being. It still feels like a more normal conversation, even though it's one-sided. So this highlights, this alludes to a very promising future with more capable AI models that can perfectly simulate curiosity, emotional intelligence, and other aspects of human intelligence to be more relatable.
Absolutely.